The ability for a guitarist to express themselves through their fingers is pretty essential to their success. So how can a guitarist play without full use of all of their fingers? Let's flick our Bics as we honor 5 rock and roll influencers who are able to master their guitars without full use of their fingers. Tony Iommi. Iommi, an English guitar player and songwriter, was one of the founding members of pioneering heavy metal band Black Sabbath. When Iommi was 17, he was employed as a machinist at a sheet metal factory. On his last day working at the factory, he was involved in an industrial accident and lost the tips of his ring and middle finger on his right hand. After the injury, Iommi attempted to learn to play right-handed. Unsuccessful in that attempt, he then strung his guitar with banjo strings and fashioned prosthetic fingertips out of plastic liquid soap bottles. These changes led to a unique sound and style of play that would become Black Sabbath's signature sound. Iommi has been lauded as one of the world's greatest guitar players and has been credited as pioneering the sound of heavy metal with his guitar riffs. James "Monkey" Schafer. The co-founding guitarist of pioneering new metal band Korn severed the top of his left index finger due to an accident with his three-wheeler. He picked up the guitar as a way to rehabilitate his finger. Schafer's work with Korn has resulted in over 35 million albums sold. Phil Keaggy. He has frequently been listed as one of the world's top 3 fingerstyle as well as finger-picking guitarists by Guitar Player magazine. At the tender age of 4, Phil severed half of his middle finger climbing on top of a large water pump on his family's farm. Phil formed Glass Harp and recorded its first album at Jimi Hendrix Studio, and opened for bands such as The Kinks, Iron Butterfly, and Yes. Jerry Garcia. Better known as Jerry to legions of deadheads, Garcia, an avid folk and bluegrass enthusiast, was best known for his singing, songwriting, and lead guitar playing with the Grateful Dead for 3 decades. When Garcia was 4 years old, he and his family were vacationing in the Santa Cruz Mountains in Central California. A young Garcia was tasked with steadying wood, while his older brother Tiff chopped. Garcia inadvertently placed his hand in the path of the falling axe. As a result, Garcia lost 2/3 of his right middle finger. Garcia dealt with his injury, bringing attention to it himself, and became a founding member of rock and roll's most influential bands. Django Reinhardt. Django Reinhardt is one of the most influential guitarists in modern history that spans several genres. He was a virtuoso jazz guitarist and composer who began his career in France at the age of 13. When Reinhardt was 18, after a performance one night, knocked over a candle in a caravan that was full of highly flammable material. He received serious burns over half his body, and the 3rd and 4th fingers of his left hand were so badly burned that doctors believed he would never play guitar again. After the injury, Reinhardt developed a new technique to compensate for his paralyzed fingers. He would go on to become an international jazz superstar and inspire generations of guitar players. This includes Tony Iommi, whose boss at the sheet metal factory turned him on to Reinhardt's music to motivate him.